Any public debate or court case that I would do, I would say at the beginning, anything I say should be challenged right away if you don't believe it, because reality is easy to prove to a critical thinker. For a critical thinker, I could lose all my data and just go out and interact with the Homo community the next day, and they'd just be them, and I'd just be me, and they would be recreated. An example with my family, if they together say eventually, if they feel judged by me or anything wants to make them disconnect from me more, is they would just say, well, we never knew. He didn't talk. We didn't know. What, he did this? He did this job. We didn't know. And it's not that I haven't offered, and it's not that I haven't said. It's just there's no schemas. HSD causes, uh, I don't know, the evaporation of schemas where people can't even see anything, not just outside the norm, but outside their own selves as a way to live their lives or to choose how to spend time. So reality is always easy to prove. For example, you know, if in court later the judge, if I say, hey, why did you make that decision? Didn't I say this? Can you reread what I said? Okay. Well, that's hard to believe. Excuse me. Just because you didn't ask me to prove it when I could have easily proved it doesn't mean that I'm wrong and you're right. So your judgment is flawed. Same thing with the marriage I had. Not only did I hear later from the woman involved that during the ceremony she admitted what she was thinking, which was to be in breach of our contract, but also relatives came and broke the contract right before, so they also made it null and void. So really, it was a fake wedding that I was just going through the motions, just to, I guess, see what it felt like. And what it felt like is marriage actually was a good feeling. I was surprised, but not the religious part or legal part, just the part that the idea of somebody committing to be a lifelong partner, that was a great feeling. And I was very invested in that. I'm a sapiophile. Will I ever find the right partner for me? Somebody who values the right things and who has the same code of ethics as me? Unlikely, right? Sentience and sapience must be at the core of the operating system here. So here's something that I don't hear on TED Talks, and you guys are not talking about this because you're so part of the global human chauvinism cult of anthropocentrism, right? Do you think that you're the center of the universe and the planet? And you're not noticing that maybe you guys noticed at the beginning of this pandemic that pollution was going down, that you could start seeing the mountains far away that you couldn't see before, things like that. Well, even with everybody in the news hearing about this, I don't think anybody ever talked about, you're not the only one noticing this, the planet is. So the planet, so you might have just created a new feedback loop, right, in the cybernetics of Gaia theory of the Earth system sciences, where you actually are now going to create more deadly viruses for yourselves. And this is because you didn't learn from the first one. You started back the behaviors that the rest of the living globe is noticing. And it's nothing personal. You guys seem to make it personal. But life is just responding to your stubbornness not to participate in the natural world anymore.